Hello. Well, that's our setup. We're going to say this is theta, just to figure out the sines and cosines and stuff. Excuse me. First thing we need to do is find out the length of the hypotenuse. So we'll do the Pythagorean Theorem on that. And we got -3 squared plus -5 squared equals c squared. That gives me 9 plus 25 equals c squared. 34 equals c squared. Square root of 34 will equal c. So here we got square root of 34. So now we know all three sides of our triangle, so we can figure out the trig functions. Sine of theta is opposite over the hypotenuse, so that's going to be a -5 over the square root of 34. And if we want to rationalize that, we'll multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 34. Then we get 5, it's going to be negative, square root of 34 over 34. Cosine of theta is going to be adjacent over the hypotenuse to get us -3 over square root of 34, which will equal -3 square root of 34 over 34. Tangent of theta is the opposite over the adjacent, so it's going to be -5 over -3, which is 5/3, because we're dividing a negative by a negative. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, so I'm going to use this value that we got for the sine because that's easier to flip over. We don't have to do any denominator rationalizing there. So that's going to be negative square root of 34 over 5. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine, so it's going to be negative square root of 34 over 3. And cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, so it will be 3/5.